The next cellular adaptation is metaplasia. The definition of metaplasia is conversion of one mature cell type into another mature cell type. Here it can be epithelial and mesenchymal, but in dysplasia there is only epithelial change. Here both epithelium and mesenchyme can change from one mature cell type into another mature cell type. For example, here squamous cell is converted into columnar cell, or columnar cell is converted into squamous cell. When squamous is converted into columnar, this is known as columnar hyperplasia, columnar metaplasia. In columnar converted to squamous, it becomes squamous metaplasia. What is the mechanism? Mechanism is reprogramming of stem cell. Reprogramming stem cell leads to conversion of one mature type to another mature type. What are the types? Two types: squamous metaplasia and columnar metaplasia. I have missed the word metaplasia here. We should write it. Squamous metaplasia is seen in bronchus in chain smoker. In chain smoker, the bronchus is generally lined by columnar epithelium, but in chain smoker, due to rapid pressure put on the bronchus lining, it changes its shape from columnar to squamous. And in uterine endocervix, due to prolapse of uterus, here the stress is prolapse of uterus, which lead to conversion of the columnar cell to the squamous cell. That's why it's known as squamous metaplasia. In columnar metaplasia, we see two examples here. Barrett's esophagus in GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. In gastroesophageal reflux disease, the acid contents of the stomach, they reflex, means they go back into the esophagus, that puts stress inside the esophagus lining, which is generally squamous shape, that changes into columnar shape. Squamous shape converted into columnar shape, that's known as columnar metaplasia in Barrett's esophagus. And the next example is ectocervix. Generally ectocervix is lined by squamous cell, endocervix by columnar, but ectocervix is lined by squamous cell. In excess estrogen exposure, they get converted into columnar shape, that's known as columnar metaplasia. Now the last what? It's known as dysplasia. What is it? It's an reversible change. It's a cellular adaptation only. It is the disorder cellular development. It is characterized by cellular cytologic changes. Means what are the cytologic changes we see? These are the mechanisms. These are the 7 mechanisms we see in dysplasia. What are they? Increase in number of layer. Means generally basal cell is 1 layer, but here the basal cell will be 2 layer or more than 2 layer. Increase in number of layer. Disorder arrangement of basal layer. Basal layer is regularly arranged, but in dysplasia it is irregularly arranged. Loss of basal polarity means nucleus is always towards the base. Nucleus always remains towards the base, but here nucleus basal polarity is lost. Nucleus is away from the base. Cellular and nuclear polymorphism. Here is known as pleomorphism, means different types of morphology of cell and nucleus. Mainly the cells are of same shape and nucleus are also of same shape, but in same kind of cell layer, the cell shape are same and nucleus shape are also same. But here in the dysplastic case, the cellular shape and the nucleus shapes all are different. That's why known as pleomorphism. Increase N by C ratio. Nucleus is to cytoplasmic ratio is always less, but in mitosis case it increases. N by C ratio increases. Here in also dysplasia there is increase in N by C ratio. Nuclear hyperchromatism means that the nucleus become more condensed. That's why it's known as hyperchromatism, means more dense nucleus is seen. Hyperchromatism. Chroma means color, hyper means more deeper the color of nucleus in case of dysplastic. And the last one is increased mitotic activity. Increased mitotic activity means the cell division takes place very fast. When all the 7 are present, is known as dysplasia. And if full thickness dysplasia is seen, means all the thickness of epidermis is seen to have dysplasia, it's known as carcinoma in situ or precursor of cancer. If it goes into the connective tissue layer just below the dermis, epidermis, dermis, connective tissue, in the connective tissue layer it becomes cancer. It can maybe benign or it can travel through and cause metastasize and cause malignant tumor. So these are the 5 cellular adaptation: hyperplasia, hypertrophy, atrophy, metaplasia and dysplasia. Now in the next video we will see the mechanism of cell